Having come back from the depths, the city in the heights appeared bright and glittering to me. The sky is just so different here. When I looked up, all I saw was the infinite blue. The wind was pleasant, and there were no strange smells. I should think about how I can thank Saint Yune for this. What would he like? Food. As long as I'd known him, he'd eaten everything, liked everything. He was clearly happy when he ate, but one had to wonder where in his body the food ended up. I could try the candy store first. I took a step forward.
Hey, wait!
Ugh. Why now of all times? I turned around, expecting the worst. I was like, it's either going to be you or it's going to be Fitzgerald. But no, it's you again. Hi! What would you like, honey? I hate that you're ruining the word honey for me after Yuri, so please stop using it.
Hello there, honey.
It's him. Ark. My positivity was disintegrating despite the positive music. What do you want?
I can't talk to you without some specific business now.
We're not close enough for chit-chat.
Well, I guess that's true. What are you doing here?
Nothing in particular. I have no duty to report what I do to you.
Also true. But I have the day off, so why not talk to me?
If you had the day off, why are you in your uniform, you dummy? Oh, I see. That explained why his partner wasn't with him. Maybe his partner just can't stand him either. And it's like, yeah, change of plans. They want us to patrol separate routes or something? Yeah, really strange. Anyway, I'm gonna go. So, I'll see you never. But why was he wearing his uniform? Had his shift only just ended? Well, it wasn't like it mattered.
You look like you're doing well. What's it feel like to be serving Saint Yune directly? You're at the heart of the temple there. Tons of ways to rub shoulders with the big shots and get special treatment.
Does he like shoulders touching so much that he considers it special treatment? Cyrus. It was so inane that I was a little taken aback. I don't understand where this question is headed, but since Saint Yune's name is on the line, I need to answer carefully. A long time ago, my father told me that servants represented their master. I am Saint Yune's servant now, and I need to be careful how I represent him. I adjusted my collar, mostly to reassure myself, and looked at Ark. There is no special treatment. Saint Yune eats whatever is set before him without grumbling. He's a wonderful, humble man. I was unsure whether this would satisfy him, but Ark's eyes lit up.
Really? He eats everything? Even the onions?
Yeah, he does.
Wow. Even the onions. He's a right saint, isn't he?
Was Ark always like this? I'd always tried to avoid him because of his acrimonious personality. Seeing this side of him reminded me how avoidance can perhaps lead to mistaken impressions. Really? This part you're fine with? Girl, I majorly sus of this guy. I think Warner has put him up to trying to catch us up in something so he can send us away for some other crime, since the first plan didn't work out so good. That's my impression.
So why were you made his attendant?
Well, he'd just laugh at me if I told him the truth. Instead, I grimaced and said that I didn't know. Saint Yune is such a noble existence. His ways are at times incomprehensible to us.
I guess that's true. Man, I want him to pick me so I can live the easy life.
Ark said goodbye and left. I can't say I'm living the easy life. I had, after some time with Saint Yune, found a way to enjoy it. But I knew that all of it was ephemeral. Eventually, I would have to kill him. And what's going to happen to me then? I wondered whether I was going to be punished for the murder of a saint. Knowing Saint Yune, I was expecting him to have a plan, but... No, I shouldn't brood on it. I didn't want to think about what would happen after his death. We were both still alive. I wanted to be positive, searching for a solution until the moment I was forced to draw my sword. Alright, Yune, what you thinking 'bout these days? Were you really teasing her in the lift, sir?
I went straight to my room after we left the station. I told Warner that I would be resting and gave Cyrus the day off. My own appointments had been cancelled as well. I'm not really tired, though. My appointments had been attending a prayer ceremony and signing laws. The ceremony would have ended by just sitting it out, and the laws only required my signature. Neither required my attention or physical effort. But my thoughts were too preoccupied with one subject for anything else. With nothing else to demand my attention, I could give myself over to thinking about what had happened on the ground. Arson Climb. I knew you were gone, but... as far as I knew, I was the only immortal. It would have been very unlikely to find Arson Climb still alive. Still, there was a part of me that wanted him to be alive. The last memory I had of him from the flood was too painful. I'd wanted him to stay alive so we could do more work together. A year, 10 years, a century. My desire to work with him never changed. And now, after 400 years, I'd finally returned to my old home. Arson Climb was alive after the flood. That made me happy, but also sad. I could have come down and met him. How did you survive Arson Climb? I accepted that you drowned. Why didn't you go, Yune? You could have gone down and met him. Of course I knew from long experience that being upset with the past doesn't change it, but I still blamed myself. There are many crossroads in life, and you only knew the right path after you'd already chosen one.
Yeah, hindsight is 20/20.
And for me, that took 400 years. It's way too long. For 4 centuries, I'd lived in fear of my memories of the flood as his descendants did their best to survive on the surface.
That guy.
Ulrich Ferry. I met someone of your blood. I'd expected to find nobody on the surface who remembered Arson Climb. Finding someone who did was a great success. Though Ulrich hadn't felt the same way, it seemed. His looks had been hostile, and his behavior distant. I wasn't upset. It was understandable given my poor treatment of his ancestors. Perhaps I was never going to see him again, but I was glad I'd gone down and met him. I can thank Cyrus for that. I'd had no official business in the depths. The things I could do alone were limited. The law made it clear that I wasn't allowed on the surface unaccompanied for security reasons. Or at least that's what everyone pretended. I had a feeling they were simply afraid of letting go of me. I didn't help with daily governance, but I was still the country's priest. If the object of their faith disappeared, it would lead to strife. I asked people to go with me beyond the walls a few times, but they never did. Not until she did. Cyrus to Stella. A heartless girl who killed her parents.
Look at her!
I was expecting her personality to be incredibly twisted, but it's the opposite. She's the very definition of a model citizen.
They're actually kind of opposites, aren't they? Here he is, a saint. Been a saint, immortal, revered for hundreds of years. She has this image of him. Gets to know him and realizes he's much more human than she was expecting. He's childish and he loves to eat food and he's kind of a troll and likes to tease and all that stuff, but can also be saintly in certain situations. And then with him, he's expecting her to be this violent, twisted personality. But in a lot of ways, she's much more saintly than he is because she's a stickler for the rules and she's very noble and open-hearted and kind. It's kind of neat. I like that a lot. I really do like that.
I had spent some time trying to see if she was merely affecting normal behavior, but Cyrus behaved exactly like she did when I first met her.
Look at that smile.
After a while, I stopped seeing a murderer in her. I started believing in her innocence.
So he did think she was a murderer to start. Interesting, okay. So got confirmation on that. But as he's gotten to know her, he's like, I don't know, maybe she is telling the truth.
But can I? Can I really believe in that? The criminal disposition notice listed enough evidence to convict her. And besides, I picked her as my attendant precisely because I had hopes for her brutality. Proving her innocence would be best for her. If she didn't commit a crime, then she probably can't kill me, and keeping her here is meaningless. I wanted her to be guilty. I wanted her to be innocent. The apparent contradiction made me dizzy.
Aww.
So what am I going to do about her? Cyrus, what are you to me
Oh no! Oh, has the stone gotten jealous? Oh no! Ooh, this is getting interesting. This is getting spicy and interesting.
I felt a sudden pang in chest, a sharp, heavy pain. Ugh. I hadn't experienced pain in a very long time. My body reacted violently to the sensation, leaving me unable to breathe. What? The pain is so intense. I decided I had to lie down and try to walk to my bed. I fell. I could claw the ground, but I couldn't get up. What's happening to me?
Yo, girl, you better go find your boy quick. What if he, started aging rapidly? Wouldn't that be wild? Oh, no. I think Seki is jealous. It's been her love that's been keeping him alive for hundreds of years. And then he's like, there's something about that girl. I feel contradicted feelings. What does it mean? It's gotten dark. I'd resolved to pick carefully, but in the end I bought a pile of different kinds of chocolate, just like before. Cyrus. I wonder how St. Yune is doing. It was too early for him to sleep, so he was probably eating dinner. Oh, dinner. He said I had the afternoon off, but I probably need to serve him dinner. Oh no. Maybe he's waiting for me. I hope someone else brought him his food. He's probably been lying there for hours. I knocked on St. Yune's room. There was no response. Perhaps he had left his room. It isn't locked. I turned the knob and opened the door. The room is lit, but there doesn't seem to be anyone in it. St. Yune? Are you alive? Whoa, we flashing back again already?
Suddenly there was an angel
smiling down on me, dressed in white. Oh, hello. He's gone internal. So now, after hundreds of years, you finally decide to speak again, huh? What gives, Sekie?
Where am I?
Oh, Yune.
Sekie. I'm surprised. It's been a long time since I heard your voice. I never did after I got my heart. It's been so many years. But why did you hide? Why are you only showing yourself now?
I didn't hide. I was with you and inside you. And I'm showing myself now because you act contrary to my will.
I do?
Yes. Yune, why did you go to the depths?
Why do you ask that?
You can find only grief there. You should not have gone.
Grief? I'm not sure.
All it does is bring back old sad memories. I tried to keep you from it, but you opposed me.
You tried to keep me from it. How?
The stone of God chose you, sweet child. Grief does not suit you, and so I drew you away from the depth there. I will not allow something to hurt you.
Hold on. What are you talking about?
After so much time, you have forgotten the price you paid. Remember, Yune Sekie, you who bear my name. Remember why you were kept alive.
Are we flashing back? What was the price you paid? What did you pay? I closed the door and surveyed the room. St. Yune is gone. There's nobody here. Perhaps he left. I can't give him the candy if he's not here. I walked towards my own room past the other door. Someone was lying on the floor. St. Yune? I threw the candy aside and rushed to him. Oh no, what do I have to do? I wanted to shake him to wake him up. I had to know whether he was conscious. But I also knew how dangerous it was to touch him. I hesitated. St. Yune! St. Yune!
Yes?
Oh, good. He must have collapsed on the floor. What happened? Were you attacked?
The floor? Oh.
St. Yune sat up and cackled. I twitched in surprise. What's wrong?
I felt a sharp pain before I lost consciousness. It was constricting my chest, making it hard to breathe. I thought I'd die. Die? Me? I hadn't felt that pain around my heart for centuries. I was close to tears of joy.
Tears of joy? I was mystified. What happened?
I don't know. I was thinking about something when the pain began and I couldn't breathe. Then I had a dream and heard a voice I hadn't heard in centuries. Wow.
I like that you don't specify what or who you were thinking about. What kind of voice?
Maybe I was actually dead just now and your yelling brought me back. Hey, was I breathing?
I don't know. I didn't want to touch you.
I see. Check next time. If I'm dead, leave me alone.
I'm worried about it next time. Why do you look so happy?
Of course I'm happy. I want to die, remember? And it's been so long since I felt pain. I finally feel normal again. Just remembering the pain makes me happy. I do have to wonder why this happened, though.
I gestured that I was unable to help him with that and looked around. I took the candy bag and set it on the table. I bought these for you in the town. Please try them.
Sweets? Thank you.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I just felt a little pain. Don't know why, but it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
He's the first one I've met who thinks pain is fun. Well, usually some people think pain is fun if they're the ones inflicting pain. Or I guess if they're a masochist, they might enjoy pain. Was there like some kind of marriage contract involved with the Sekie stone by any chance? Or like, I've got questions. I'm worried for your body. You might be sick. We should ask a doctor.
No way. I'm not going to let this chance slip by.
What chance?
This chance that whatever I have might kill me. I won't let the quacks heal me. Then again, my body is special. It would be interesting to find out just how far they can go with it.
Oh. I suppose the doctors would be in danger if they tried to touch you.
Exactly. We should keep this episode a secret. Alright?
I'm worried, but yes, I understand. You will need to work more tomorrow to make up for what you skipped today. We should go to bed.
Yeah, I know. Good night, Cyrus. Payment. Why I was kept alive. I thought the payment was my immortality. It wasn't?
So you have forgotten, eh? Huh. That was unusual. I would never have expected to find St. Yune collapse on the floor. He looked really happy that he'd collapsed. Well, just like he kind of wants you to be innocent, I think you should be glad that he's not dead. Because you can't smooch him when he's dead. You gotta keep that boy alive, somehow. Don't know how. Nice. Where are we with you? I can't remember. Okay, so I've got a little ways to go. I wonder why his chest hurt, but I'm glad he's still alive. If their immortal saint dies, the people here would be thrown into chaos. That in turn made me remember my own task. No, that's a different story. When I killed him, he wasn't going to die at some unforeseen time. We would be able to properly say goodbye. Aww. I'm glad he's alive. And he's glad that you're glad he's alive. We're all so glad. Are you ready, Finn?
Yes, I'm okay.
Are you really? The man next to me was Finn Euclase. We had been introduced to each other the day before. Police officers patrolled in pairs, and Finn was my partner. He's taller and older than me, but he doesn't seem very steadfast. Maybe he's simply nervous. Looking at him made me nervous, too. To calm myself, I stopped looking at him and faced the door ahead of us instead. St. Yune is beyond this door. He was going to attend the ceremony for new officers. With his blessing, we would become part of the police, an indispensable sacred profession.
It's your turn next.
I gulped at his words. Finn was breathing unevenly. I poked him to signal that we were going in. There's something very wrong about hearing the angelic choir and seeing Warner Evans' face. I was just like, ooh.
Cyrus to Stella. Finn Euclase. This way.
Roger.
Roger.
Finn and I walked side by side in step with each other. Slowly, we closed the distance to St. Yune. I never thought I'd see him from up close. He resembled the statue we had at home, but he looked much more mysterious in person. I would have guessed his age to be late adolescence or early adulthood, but his gender was harder to discern. His features were beautiful and flawless.
Through countless days, our hard work and cooperation has flowered into prosperity. Only peace can guarantee its longevity. Cyrus to Stella, Finn Euclase, thou art new stars come from the heavens. Be the rock upon which our peace is built.
I now pronounce you man and wife. I mean, police officer rank number 1. We had only been in his presence for a few minutes, but I felt as exhausted as I did after a long day. Finn apparently felt the same way. He had a 1,000-yard stare. It's pathetic that we're both out of it now. I straightened myself and pulled Finn away. We're in the way here for the next guys. Let's go.
Okay, yes. Saint Yune was amazing. The light was so sparkling. Like it was coming from him. Glittering. Anyway, it was amazing.
Finn was struggling to explain what he had felt and gesticulated wildly. What are you doing? Finn smiled and apologized. Then he recounted what Saint Yune had said.
Through countless days, our hard work and cooperation has flowered into prosperity. Only peace can guarantee its longevity. Cyrus to Stella, Finn Euclase, thou art new stars come from the heavens. Be the rock upon which our peace is built.
I'm surprised you remember that after hearing it once.
It was very memorable.
Finn smiled happily. We'd been in the presence of our highest sovereign. I could understand his elation. But this can't go on. You have to get a grip if you want to be a police officer. Finn stopped and I walked past him. We'll have to live up to his expectations and protect the peace. I turned around. Finn was gone. Hey, where did you go? I looked around. He was nowhere to be seen. Finn, where are you? Finn! In the chapel, maybe? Did this start off as a memory that is now morphed into like a dream nightmare? The ceremony would still be in progress there, though. But that's the only place he could be. I clung to this hope and opened the door. Finn! Beyond the door was only impenetrable darkness. There was no floor and no ceiling, only an infinite veil of black. What is this? I turned around and looked in the other direction. There was only dark nothingness there as well. Where am I? Where's Finn? The moment I called his name, a realization washed over me like cold water. I'm in a dream. Becoming a police officer and being partnered up with Finn wasn't recent. It had happened years ago. Finn isn't in the temple anymore. I sent him to the depths. I'm sorry, Finn.
Do you love him after all?
Oh. Was she just screaming out his name in her sleep? And Yune's like, could you keep doing that? Because the stabbing in my heart is delightful every time you call out Finn's name. When I woke up, I was staring at the white ceiling. I was dreaming. Finn was relatively far away now, but at least losing him entirely had been a dream.
Good morning, Cyrus.
Good morning! I greeted Saint Yune enthusiastically. Saint Yune?
Whoa, hold on. Don't jump up like that.
Saint Yune took a step back from my bed and sighed.
Be careful. You know what happens to people who touch me.
I'm sorry. Anyway, why are you here?
You were mumbling about Finn in your sleep. Do you love him after all?
He's not answering my question. Then again, that was nothing new. He did as he pleased. I wish I could have told Finn that when he was so anxious ahead of the ceremony. I shook my head. I had a dream of him, but no, I'm not in love with him. I told you yesterday, a relationship with someone other than your fiancé is a grave crime in our country. I respect the law. I've never had an unlawful partner and have no intention to either.
You didn't. That's a problem.
Why? St. Yune sat down on my bed again.
Because I want to be in a relationship with you.
I see. You want to be... What?! A jolt raced through my brain at this. It's like, I was thinking about this all night, and I've come to the conclusion that, yes, we should be in a relationship. This would be a little difficult without being able to touch, but, you know, we can make it work somehow. What are you talking about?
I was thinking about the pain in my chest after you left yesterday. About when it hurts and why. I guess there's still an academic in me somewhere. Anyway, I had an idea. I suspected that you're the trigger for it. And even when I had that idea, my chest hurt. I ran tests on what I had to do to make it hurt all night. And I figured it out. When you did something that makes me happy or I have fun, and I recalled that, I felt a strong pain.
St. Yune got off my bed again and stared at me.
My chest hurts when I think fondly of you. So I think what I need to do is fall in love with you. If I fall in love with you, really deeply in love, then the pain in my chest will become unbearable. My heart will fail and I will die. I think it's a great plan. I want you to test this with me. Let's have a relationship.
Great. This is like Beauty and the Beast levels of falling in love before the last rose petal falls, except it's falling in love to make the stone in your chest explode. That's probably a terrible analogy, but everything comes back to Beauty and the Beast for me, okay? Don't at me. But anyway, what if, I think where my brain was going with that is like, if he fell in love with her, maybe that would get rid of the stone and he would have his normal heart back or something and become like a normal human and live a normal life after? That's probably too fairy tale-esque for this game, but I could live in hope, right? Let me have this dream. I mean, he always gets his way, and we are very devoted. Although, saying we're very devoted could be this, like, I will not commit a crime. Is there no other ways? Definitely not it. Let me think about it. Yeah! Alright. This is a little sudden.
Is that a no? You don't like me?
That's not it. I respect you very much.
Then it should be fine.
No! Respect doesn't lead to a relationship. I think. I would argue that respect is one of the greatest parts of a relationship. It's like the foundation, so to speak.
Well, I think it can, though. Not that I'd know. Anyway, I think we should try it. Come on, Cyrus.
No, I don't think this would be a good idea. The country's priest should lead by positive example and respect the law.
Look, I'm human. I'm not a machine, and I've got a soul. I can be allowed some eccentricities. They just don't have to find out. When they want to see the saint, I'll show it to them. A forbidden romance. Ooh, sign me up. You're really stubborn. Are you sure you want to turn me down?
I want to follow his wishes, but I was a little confused as to what he wanted me to do. Wanting love and a relationship was a very sudden and broad request. Can you let me think about it for a day? I will give you an answer by tomorrow.
Really? Promise?
Yes, I promise.
Okay, I'll wait.
St. Yune smiled and left the room. The door closed. Silence returned. This will be complicated. First, he wanted me to kill him, and now he wanted me to love him. In both cases, I was breaking the law. And in the latter case, so was St. Yune. If someone found out about his plan before St. Yune had a chance to die, it might well cause chaos. Now what do I do? You got to kiss the saint.